I used to pray quite often. And I'd also like to say that the type of meditation we are doing, I consider to be the highest form of prayer.
I agree with you.
But also, I do give thanks, or I sometimes ask for advice, or sometimes ask for help.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky to receive answers, sometimes immediately, sometimes later. And my question is, if God doesn't know the world directly, which I can totally relate, I don't want to bring up this discussion again, but if God doesn't know the world directly, who's answering my prayer?
Cynthia, you're kind of mixing levels. When you feel gratitude in your heart, or when you feel heart-melting love for gratitude to God, or when you appeal, when you feel you're uncertain and you ask for help, and you conceive in your mind that it is God to whom you are asking for help, but that's just a placeholder, a name. That's not the time to be asking. But who is the one that I'm grateful to? That's too rational an inquiry for something that comes from your heart. I, as you know by now, believe that God does not know the world directly. However, I still say, I grew up in a traditional Christian family. I said my prayers out loud in my mind. I went through, thank you God for Mummy and Daddy and Willem, and I went through everyone, all my brothers and sisters and animals. And I grew up with this tradition of saying prayers. 10 years of English boarding school, singing hymns, psalms every day. I know lots of them off by heart, all the Christian stories. This was all instilled into me. Then, of course, I came across non-duality, and I gave all that up. But it's in me. It's deep in me. And even now, in spite of the fact that, as you know, I don't believe that God knows the world directly, I find myself in a childish, really innocent, childish way. If I go to London, have dinner with my son Matt, and I drive home late one night, and it's dark and rainy, and I'm tired, so I wind down the window, and I'm a little bit too tired to drive, so I'm really, really alert, and I get home, turn off the car, and I sit there and I say out loud in the car, thank you, God, for getting me home safely. Just like that, just like a child. Thank you, God, for getting me home safely. Another example, these last few years have been challenging for me in many ways. And there have been certain situations that I have not been sure what to do. I've explored everything. I've talked to my close friends. I'm not sure. And sometimes I've just said, please, God, give me some guidance. Show up in some way, because I don't know what to do now. Let me know. And I conceptualize the one. I even say it sometimes. I even say, please, God. And I'm happy. In that moment, I don't ask myself who I'm praying to or who it is that's praying. That's not the time for that. So I'm just open. I'm just asking. Please, I need some guidance now.
Right.
Or say, thank you. Just
yes,
thank you.
Yes. During prayer, I never asked that myself.
Yeah.
The question just arose yesterday in me, because I sometimes literally hear a voice or see an image that helps me.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering.
I would suggest that the one to whom you pray, the one to whom you ask for help, whoever or whatever that is, however you conceive of that to yourself, must respond in a way that's consistent with the conditioning of your own mind. They're not going to respond in Chinese to you, because your mind is not conditioned in that. So because there is this profound connection between the space inside the room and the space outside the room, between the mind that helps and the one that is appealed to, because of this correspondence between the two, if a finite mind asks a question, and it's not an egoic question, it's not a question that violates the principle of unity, but honours the principle of unity and appeals to the one that truly is, to inspire the finite mind with knowledge or understanding, then the universe is compelled, the one is compelled to respond, because of the correspondence between the two. So, and the universe will respond, the one will respond in a way that is consistent with the limitations of your own mind. If you ask the question in English, you get the answer in English. You ask the question in Chinese, you're going to get the answer in Chinese, because there's a correspondence between the two. So, if you're a devout Christian, the image you get will be the image of the Virgin Mary. It's unlikely to be an image of Muhammad. But if you're a Sufi, Rumi will appear to you.
Because I get that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.